Hey guys, my name's Sam, and today I want to ask us all, myself included, a dire question that should be on everybody's minds, as their reality is their own personal responsibility. And that question is, did we create the coronavirus? When I started working customer service at a store, I started noticing so many people would gather at once, and then we would have a dead time. There would be nobody who's there. It would be very, very dead for a few minutes or maybe longer sometimes. This is a local shop. And then after that, boom, 10 people would come at once, 5 people would come at once, the same exact time, and then they would all leave, and once again we'd have dead time. And I'm like, this is so strange. But it really turned me on to the understanding through the experience of it that all of these people were collectively pooling in to this certain consciousness of, I'm gonna go to today. And all these people would think that at their homes, one person, let's say there's 4 people, one person right here is sitting at home and they go, I gotta go to today. Then a person a few blocks over goes, I gotta go to today. Now their 2 fields are interacting even though they're unaware of it, because their intention to go to the same place, get the same product, whatever, is both in their minds, thus both in their fields, thus they interact remotely. Now a third person comes in and they have the same thought, the same intention, the same feeling of needing to go to, and boom, now it's amplified 3 times over. One more person does, boom, it's amplified 4 times over. Now these 4 people end up reaching a threshold within their thoughts, their feelings, their field, that now it's just time. Now it's just time to go to. It's been amplified enough. They've contributed enough thoughts and feelings to it, and there's been enough people to help contribute to that collective consciousness that now they've gotten up and they've gone to the store, and then they're gone, and then we wait for the next wave of amplified intention. We wait for the next group of amplified intention. And there are studies all over the world of people who 1,000 people come together and they meditate for world peace, and they send that intention in the world peace to a certain part on the planet, and now they have evidence of reduced crime rate, no violence, just things that are substantial, things that have hard evidence to point to the fact that what you look at, what you observe, what you feel, what you think, what you intend, or what you pray on has a result. And the more people that pool into that same collective consciousness, a cloud forms. Now, what happens when that cloud it gets too big, it gets too expansive, it gets too heavy? Well, it has too many thoughts, too many feelings, too many emotions, all the same, carrying the same frequency. Now it produces rain in liquid form. It has to rain. There's too much collective consciousness in it that it has to burst. It has to let go. And so it rains. And so we see the proof of the reality of the cloud that is holding so much collective information inside of it that it must produce rain. It must produce result. It's right there as evidence every single day. Now, this is the exact same thing as our thoughts, our emotions, our intentions, our prayers. So then we have to ask ourselves, what have we been doing every single moment that contributes to the consciousness of the entire universe, of the entire earth, of the human race, of all species on this planet? Which way are we contributing? Because I'll tell you, I contributed poorly. I watched The Walking Dead. I watched Breaking Bad. I watched Game of Thrones. I watched all of these televised series of violence and adrenaline rush and gore and horror and apocalyptic situations and all these kinds of things I fueled my mind with. And now because the body can't differentiate between the experience that you're actually having and the experience that you're having as a third-party viewer on your couch watching television, because the adrenal glands can't tell the difference, they're pumping. Because your brain can't tell the difference, it's running all these neurological networks as if you were the one being chased, as if you were the one who was in the middle of this violence, of this crazy world, of this apocalypse. Yeah, it's running all the same programs as the people, as the characters in those television series. And because of that, we are all, everybody who participates in anything like that is contributing to the consciousness of an apocalyptic world, of dramatic things taking place, of evil, of conspiracy, of hatred, of so many things. And we're an active participant in growing and producing the experiences of all that we see, all that we feed our mind, all that we choose to think, all that we choose to feel, because at the end of the day, it's a choice. At the end of the day, it's a choice. When you think of all that prayer meditation, healing somebody, healing the world, all of those things with the directed intention being prayer, okay? Then we must say, when we are thinking post-apocalyptic or apocalyptic, when we're feeling apocalyptic, when we're feeding our brains that, when we're giving our body the chemicals of an apocalyptic world or a violent world, we are praying for one. It may not be in our conscious awareness that that's what we're doing, but if our thoughts and our feelings are a prayer all the time, then there is no opposite of prayer. It's just prayer direction. So you can pray to God, or pray to love, or pray for love, or pray for God, or pray for the world. But you can also surely pray for the end of the world. You can pray for violence. You can pray for terrible situations. And you may not be at home saying, yes, this is what I want in my life. But guess what? That's what you're telling your body you want. That's what you're telling your creator self that you want, because the body and the mind knows no difference. It's already experiencing the event internally. And we're choosing to experience these events internally. So at the end of the day, it is a choice. At the end of the day, we are choosing to pray. But what we're choosing to pray for is something we actually, our higher selves, do not want to happen. But yet we give our attention so much to it, because for so many people, the feelings of drama, of crazy things happening, of wildly different things that take somebody out of the life they're so used to and into the unknown, even if the unknown is scary and freaky and apocalyptic, it gives them a rush of adrenaline. It gives them a hit of something different. So they keep coming back for more, because they're choosing to live in that rather than create a life that creates beautiful chemicals, beautiful emotions, beautiful thrill, the thrill for life, rather than the thrill of deterioration, the thrill of drama, the thrill of an adrenaline rush. We've become so used to sitting down and feeling those emotions on command all the time that it's fun. It's fun to watch Game of Thrones. It's fun to watch The Walking Dead. It's fun to play a video game. It's fun to do those things. But we have to ask ourselves, as responsible creators for the universe, what are we doing? What are we creating with our prayers? Because each and every moment we are alive, we are praying, but we are praying for something greater, or we are praying for something that will leave us worse off. And so me stepping forward into my role as conscious creator, aware creator, I'm choosing to not watch television. I'm choosing to not feed myself and my body and my thoughts and my emotions all of the things that I don't want to materialize in 3D or whatever form. This is so crucial because it is all of our individual responsibility. Think of 1 million people watching The Walking Dead, revving their body, their engine up to apocalyptic situations, revving their body up to violence, revving their body up for not having enough food, not having enough money, and take all those million people, think of all the times throughout their day they're already thinking about that and just triggering the stress hormone because they're afraid of not being able to have enough in their own life, in their own lifetime. They're afraid of all the stress in their own life. So now they're compiling stress on top of stress on top of stress on top of stress, and it creates a ripple in this universe that produces material. It produces an event. Think of millions of people doing this every single day. Think of the directed intention that you unknowingly carry when millions of people have their eyes watching The Walking Dead at the same exact time, watching Game of Thrones at the same exact time, listening to deprived, gross music, watching reality television with all the drama and all the separation and all the hatred. The universe says, oh, that's what you're directing your attention to? Okay, let's give you more of that. Oh, that's what you want to experience? Okay, let's give you an experience similar so you can live the thoughts you've been thinking. So if we want to cultivate wholeness and health and wealth and love and vitality and strength and healing energy, then we have to switch our energy from focusing on all the things, all the fear mongering, all the disease, all of these kinds of things, and switch it back to love, switch it back to light, switch it back to heart, switch it back to wholesomeness, switch it back to just simply being as we are, these beautiful beings of light, having a grand experience and making the most out of it through moments. And every single moment is up to us. No matter what is happening outside, every single moment is up to us. It is always about the internal. It is always about the internal. I'm not saying don't pay attention to what's going on, but if you're going to pay attention, try to remove yourself enough to not indulge what you don't want to see, what you don't want to happen, what you don't want to feel, what you don't want to create. Be aware all you want. Do exactly what you're supposed to do in this lifetime. And maybe for one of you that's being a banner waver, one of you that's being a fighter using their voice for what's right. But don't emotionally embrace what you don't want to happen. Don't indulge it. Don't give more and more energy to it, because we're all creating each and every single day. Every time we think, every breath we take, we are creating together. It is all a co-creation, and we need to be responsible of our own thought patterns and our own energy, because it has an effect, and that effect is not only felt by us, it is felt by everybody here. So if we want to help cure and heal and restore, then we must cultivate a cure within ourselves. We must cultivate healing within ourselves. We must cultivate love within ourselves, because it starts at every single individual's choice to pray to something they don't want, or to pray to something greater. So I created it. You created it. We created it through all of our triggers, through all of the moments we choose to live in fear, through all of the moments we choose to pray lesser. We create it, and we created it, and here it is. But another thing that's here and always will be is choice. Another thing that's here and always will be is prayer. And today I pray on love, restoration, wholeness, and I cultivate it with my thoughts and with my feelings. And when I slip up, I simply bring myself back because I know what I want to create. And because I am very aware of what I do not wish to create in my life or the life outside of my own anymore. We're all responsible. And thank God, because I would not want somebody else to be responsible for my life. So let's do this together. Let's heal together as this community consciousness, sending love and being the example, being that reminder, being that symbol, bringing us back home through our presence. Thank you. Peace and love.